The abstract gives a summary on the research question, providing a summary of the dependent variables, independent variables, and the key results found in the experiment. The introduction comes in 3 segments. The first few paragraphs cover the findings from other research papers related to the topic covered in the journal. Since the journal presented covers the topic on the absorption of heavy metal ions using sawdust, a biomaterial, past research findings covering absorption of heavy metals ions using biomaterials or similar materials to sawdust are usually covered. This section usually ends with the aim of the research topic. Since the sources for the past research in the introduction are cited, this can be a good reference point for related journals to be found for your research question. The section covers the materials and chemicals required for the experiment, how the chemicals are prepared and they were bought, the instruments used for analysis, and the experimental procedures carried out. The analytical instruments listed will allow you to know if journal is useful for you to adapt its analytical method, as the instruments used may not be available in our school lab. However, this does not mean that the procedure to sample preparation will not be relevant. The experimental procedure is written in a prose form. This part covers how this research was conducted, and you will be able to adapt part of the procedure, or the entire procedure based on the scope of your research topic. Adapting the procedure may include changes you are required to make due to the nature of your research. For example, a different independent variable or a change in solvent due to its availability in the lab. In the section of results and discussion, findings for the research will be reported and discussed. Similar past research will be cited in this section as well. Results were reported based raw data or processed data. Method for processing data can be found here as well. Raw data and processed data can be found in the form of graphs and tables under the relevant paragraphs where respective observations and deductions were drawn. The section is useful for your investigation as it gives you an idea what could be expected out of your research as an hypothesis. Also, this section allows you identify if literature supports and does not support the findings in your investigation after data collection in the lab. This is useful for writing, discussion, in your report. For scientific discussion to be more valid and findings to be more reliable, this section comprises of referencing to other literature to support the author's findings. Under conclusion, you will find a summary of the experimental data, processed data, the deduction and conclusion drawn, which answers to the aim of the research. The section may cover some assumptions and limitations in the research. With limitations identified, the author may identify possible extension to the research that he could explore in the future to address the limitations.